Hi everyone, my name is Wendy Odom and I work for the North Carolina Department of Agriculture and Consumer Services. I work in the sleep products section, and today I will be giving a presentation on bed bugs. Now throughout this presentation I will be going over different aspects of bed bugs, their living spaces, but I also will add in some real life experiences that I've had to give y'all a chance to look for different scenarios when you're faced with having to do hotel inspection for bed bugs or get questions about bed bugs. So here we go. Let's begin. The bed bug. A lot of times people have, most of y'all will probably have already seen a bed bug by now. If not, you will be faced with them in your daily duties. Uh, the bed bugs, they look somewhat similar to roaches. That's why people will misconstrue to think that a roach is a bed bug or vice versa. As you can see, this is a different size of an adult bed bug versus a nymph. They do change size and they molt, and they have to have a blood meal each time. This is just a representation of the sizes and shapes of a bed bug after they have fed. Bedbug life cycle. Bedbugs can be two different sizes and shapes, of course, depending on when they're last fed. Within a few hours, they digest and they exit that. When you see blood spots on mattresses, pillows, walls, then you know that there are signs of bedbugs there. Bedbug signs. As you can see right here, you can see a bedbug nymph and an egg. Eggs are whitish in color where the nymphs are small. On white mattresses, it is very, very difficult to see eggs and sometimes the nymphs, but you can definitely see the spots of this is the way that they poop spots is what I basically tell everybody. They look like ink spots, so you know there has been bed bugs present at that time. That's what to look. That's what to look for. If you're looking at a white mattress, it's very difficult to see eggs. On darker mattresses, you can, and with heavier infestations, you can. You will see slides coming up in the presentation where you'll definitely be able to see eggs, nymphs, and adult bed bugs. Shed skins. Shed skins can be, you can look at it like this, but some people will see roaches and they think that they are bed bugs or vice versa. So shed skins can be difficult to see what they are unless you've seen a lot of bed bugs. If you take anything from this presentation, remember this. If one bed bug lives with you, that's all you need to see. One female lays about 500 eggs in her lifespan. That's in 10 months. I've got another slide that says about 250. But this is basically saying if you got one, they will feed, they will molt. One female lays about 500 eggs. That's what you need to know. All you need to see is one, then you know you've got an issue, whether you're in a home, an apartment building, or in a workplace. Biology of bed bugs. They are nocturnal. They do feed off humans and other hosts. They will feed off animals. And they typically travel 15 to 20 feet. I was doing a presentation one time, and a guy came up to me and he said, I don't have to worry about bed bugs. I sleep with my light on. I can tell you that's not a way to get rid of bed bugs. They're going to feed off you, and they will travel. Typically, they are in the bed, but if you got elderly that have issues with bed bugs, you might find them in the bathroom just because it's a lot of times that elderly spend in the bathroom. You might find them in the living room because that's where they spend most of their time sitting in a chair. Bedbug life cycle. Females can lay between 100 and 200 eggs, where the previous slide said 500. They can lay 500, and that was in a lab. Eggs are whitish cream and about 1/16 of an inch and oval in shape. They have blood meals every 3 to 4 days, 1 to 2 hours of foraging, and hide in harborage. 10 minutes to complete a blood meal. So while you're sleeping, they're going to complete their blood meal and go back into hiding. They can live up to 8 to 10 months. Eggs hatch in 4 to 12 days, and nymphs, which are tiny and colorless at first, resemble small adults. They require a blood meal between each of the 5 molts. This is what I tell people like landlords. If you have a landlord that does not want to fight against bed bugs, and the recent tenant had bed bug issues, and the landlord just kicked them out and just cleaned and did not get a pest control professional to get in there and fight them, those bed bugs will still be there. Life cycle of the bed bug. First stage larva, second stage larva. They take a blood meal, then molt. Then they get to adult stage. Rearing of bed bugs in the lab. Bed bugs usually take 5 to 8 minutes to feed. As I said in the previous slide, 10 minutes. You're sleeping, they're going to bite and then go back and hide. They are easily reared in labs, and they also will feed off rabbits, chickens, guinea pigs. Bedbug life cycle. Roughly 5 to 7 days of being laid, eggs hatch. Can live quite some time without the initial blood meal. Once reaching the adult stage, bedbugs has an average lifespan of 127 days. So that's about 4 months. Total lifespan between 84, and the longest bedbug was 227 days. There are different strands of bedbugs and life expectancies of female versus male. So telling residents and hotel managers to leave property or or vacate for a month is not an option. 2 months without a sighting of a bedbug does not mean that they are not there. So why is there such an increase in the comeback of bedbugs? Well, of course, increased travel. Everybody travels. I can make the assumption that most people go to the beach or to the mountains for a vacation. Wintertime, summertime, going over to a friend's to stay for a long weekend. Secondhand merchandise. I myself like a thrift store. There's many people who like thrift stores. Um, Changing bedbug habits. Cannot recognize bedbugs or signs. Like I said initially, people will look at bedbugs and think, well, I've got a roach problem, or vice versa. No effective insecticides. If you're not getting a pest control professional to fight against it, and you're trying to fight it yourself with over-the-counter sprays that you can get at Lowe's, then therefore it's not effective enough to treat that bedbug issue. And bait-oriented pest control. Likelihood of a bedbug infestation. High possibilities, use mattress and box springs. And you could say, well, oh wow, I wouldn't buy a used mattress and box spring. It happens every day. People sell them in yard sales. I myself, I inspect places like Rent-A-Centers, Aaron's, any place that will resell mattresses. They are allowed to resell mattresses after they have been sanitized. But there are instances where they'll get a return mattress and it may have bed bugs on them, and they'll keep it outside because they have to take it to the dump. They don't resell if they see any issues with it. So if the dump is closed and they have to take it the next morning, when they come back, somebody's already taken the mattress. It happens. So whoever took that mattress out of the back off the back of the store while it was closed is taking home bed bugs potentially. Used sofas and recliners. People pick up, buy used sofas often. You never know at who you're buying it from or if they had issues with bed bugs in their home. Infested next door apartments. Because you keep a clean apartment does not mean next door does. If they're having issues with bed bugs are going to travel through the wall sockets, just like in a hotel room. And that's a place to look. And when you're doing a hotel inspection, look at the wall sockets to see if you can see the stains, the ink marks where bed bugs have traveled. Visiting of friends and relatives with bed bug infestation. I always tell this story when I'm doing a bed bug presentation. My best friend's mom came over to my house one day. She had a little vase type vial in her hand, and she said, "Wendy, I need to show you something." I said, "Okay." And she opened up the top of it, and it was in a napkin in the vase, and she said, "Is this a bed bug?" And I politely looked at her. I said, "Miss Betty Ann, if you don't mind, will you take that? I don't care what you do with it between the time you leave my home and you get home. But it was a bed bug, and you need to get it out of my house and get it away from you." Her mother and dad, which were in their mid-90s, had bed bugs. So I went over there to help her out and see what was going on. She hired a pest control professional, and they could not figure out, well, where would they come from? They each slept in different beds. They had them in both bedrooms. They did not travel. They did not go places to visit friends. One of them had recently been in a hospital. They were thinking that that's where they may have got it from. While that's a possibility, it's a very, very low possibility. Yes, you may see them in waiting rooms, but cleanliness of hospitals, they do really good between patients. So they got a pest control professional. They even got new mattresses cleaned up, got the mattress protectors, and they kept on having problems with bed bugs. Well, after several treatments, they did some more investigation, and they come to find out that it was coming from one of the sitters that was sitting with them at nighttime. They had help for people coming to sit in during the day and during the night. Well, they went to try to treat that lady's home, and the lady's home was so old and so dilapidated that it would be almost impossible to treat it. There was too many places for them to hide, too many holes. They could not heat it. They could try to chemical treat it. And the sad part of this is they had to let her go, even though they tried everything they could do because she was bringing in bed bugs to their home. And it wasn't but about 2 or 3 months later where one of the grandparents passed away. And while they had been treating it and they hadn't seen any signs, I knew that they had previously had bed bug issues, and there were many people over at the home doing the visitation of the passing of the grandparent. So where does this story lead? You could go to visit a friend. You could go, just like this situation, go to give your condolences. You wouldn't think that two 95-year-old elderly people had issues with bed bugs, but they did. If they hadn't fought it, I myself could have gone in that home and taken bed bugs with me. So visiting of friends and relatives, you don't know where they have been, whether they just come back on vacation and brought them home. It happens. Rent to own items. Like I was talking about, Aaron's and Rent-A-Center, they do very good at sanitizing their mattresses. Um, Really, really good. They abide by the law. I inspect them. That is part of my job. But there are some rent-to-own items that it may slip through the cracks on different facilities. Used clothes if they're untreated. Low possibilities, libraries, retail stores, movie theaters. Who sat in that chair before you? Was it someone with a heavy infestation at home? I also tell this story. My manager was in Walmart. She was waiting for her prescription to be filled. She looked down in front of her, and there was a lady that was wheelchair bound. So she just happened to look around, and this is something she can spot because she works with bed bugs. There was bed bugs all over the wheelchair. So this lady was elderly and living with the fact that she's fighting against bed bugs, and the bed bugs was on her chair in Walmart. Now, if you got little children, what do little children do? You try to keep them secure, but what if they're running around your leg and bump into her? It happens. If you're dealing with a heavy infestation, you never know who's sitting in that seat in front of you. It's not that you want to hide at home forever. It's about being aware of your surroundings. And all because there's low possibility does not mean there's not a possibility that there's bedbug issues. There's different times where home health centers have closed due to they need to treat it because patients have come in. Health departments closed due to patients that's come in that have bed bugs on them and they're in the waiting area. It happens. Bed bugs and disease. Individual bites may cause severe itching. Secondary infection of bites possible. Systemic effects from numerous bites, loss of sleep, anemia in young children, emotional stress. It is always viewed as, or it has been in the past, bed bugs equals dirty. No, it does not. Anybody can be bed bugs because bed bugs do not discriminate. The thing about bed, all they want is your blood meal. It's the fact of how you can treat them if you're dealing with a battle of bed bugs. Because bedbugs do not transmit disease, there's not many areas out there of give money to be able to fight for it. And it's very expensive to fight against bedbugs if you do get them in your home. So that's another issue with dealing with limited resources and you're trying to fight against bedbugs. You're looking at $1,000+ to try to fight against it. That's a lot of money. Bites typically occur at night while a person is in bed. Bites by bug may be painless. Person often wakes up to find bugs in the bed. Bites are exposed areas of the skin, sometimes occur in a linear group called breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I do have pictures of this. Individuals may react differently to bites. Numerous bites may cause systemic reactions. Topical treatment is about all that you'll hydrocortisone is what a doctor will treat you with it. Because once again, they do not transmit disease. I always tell this story. I was doing an inspection in a hotel, and typically you do not go in a room when somebody's there. I knocked on a door, me and the other person that was with me, and there was someone in the room, and I said, I apologize. But they asked me if I would be willing to just come in there and look since I was there. And I did as a courtesy. The gentleman actually got up out of the bed. I pulled a sheet back and there was a bed bug there. So you do not have to be asleep. If there are bed bugs there, there will be present. Prevention and treatment of bed bugs. Bed bug bites. The next couple slides are going to show different reactions to bed bug bites. As you see, some people react different than other people. And then in terms to where you see the loss of sleep will happen, but where this secondary infection will happen where you constantly scratch. The sad part about bed bugs, well, not only with anyone, is children. Children, they're innocent in it all. As I've had school nurses call me about what to do with, they've had kids with come to school with it on their person. As you all know, if you have children or if you have nieces and nephews, you've seen cubbies in schools. They're very tight. If you're dealing with a heavy infestation that may bring them to you, you can't tell a kid they can't come to school, but you can isolate their possessions. Um, and therefore, there's a chance. Is there a chance that they could spread at school, get on one? Yes, it is. It's a low possibility, but there's a chance. Different reactions, and this is a blood stain on a mattress. It looks like somebody probably mashed a possible bed bug on the mattress. And you'll see even worse as we go further. Bed bug bites. This is a good picture of breakfast, lunch, and dinner as you see this. I've worked at the health department where I've had people come in and say, I stayed at such and such hotel, and starts taking off their shirts. And I'm like, I believe that I don't need to see it, but you may have that instance where people will come in and complain, and you need to go and investigate the complaint. Here's a close-up picture of breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Different viewpoints of bites. Secondary infection. Recognition of bedbug infestation in case studies. Bedbug signs of infestation. Blood, rusty stains on sheets, black spots and red spots on sheets. Bite marks on the skin. Bed bugs or casts on furniture and hiding places. Black spots on furniture or hiding places. Eggs on headboard and underside of furniture. Fecal matter, the black ink spots. This is what you'll look for not only on the mattress but around wall sockets and on the wall. Signs of infestation. As you can see, the signs on the side of the mattress. They're not only on mattress. I always ask this question when I'm doing a bed bug presentation, but this is something to keep in mind. This is a question that you can think about, and I'll answer it at the end of the presentation. If you were to stay in a hotel, where is the best place to keep your luggage? Think about that throughout this. As you see here, bed bugs are not only on the mattress, in the folds of the mattress, they're also on headboards. Eggs on TVs. Eggs on mattress covers. Eggs around spots around the wall sockets where they're traveling. Headboards. Hotel infestations. So you not only look at the mattress, you look at surroundings. You look at the side table, beside the bed. You look at the headboards. Uh, you look around the TV. Anywhere in there. We've even looked in curtains. Extreme infestations with a single family home. As you see, it looks like just somebody just knocked some stuff over, possibly. But as you get closer, this is the shed skin of bed bugs. This is a heavy infestation. While you don't see this a lot, I have actually seen this in a hotel room. You will come across this. And think about, this is a single family home. What if a child lived there? What if the child that lived there comes to spend a night with your child? It's something to think about. What if the people that lived here also went to um, watch a movie at the 6 o'clock movie and you wouldn't watch the 8 o'clock movie? As you see the black spots around the mattress. And they not only hide on the mattress, they can hide in carpets, wall voids with heavy infestation. As you see here, it looks like they've been playing tic-tac-toe. That's what I always say. They've been mashing bed bugs while they're laying in bed on a mattress. Storing, discarding on the back porch is not the way to go. You need to take it to a lamp. I would burn it. Because then bed bugs are going to find a way back into the home. Stairs. And once again, this is an extreme infestation, but they do happen in a doorway. It appears to be in a closet. And what if you went and picked up your child and this is what you saw? It's a sad case. Extreme infestation, single family home plus a roommate. You could have the cleanest room in the house, but this is what your roommate's room looks like. You're going to have bed bugs within the common area and within your room in no time. If you got a stream infestation like this, then they're going to be there. If you got bed bugs, you can see, like I said, if you see one, if you go do a hotel inspection, you see one bed bug, you can leave. You don't have to see how many you can find. One is all you need. I tell this story. I was doing a hotel inspection, and actually, the gentleman just came out of the room from cleaning it. And I said, "Is it okay? Or are you through with the room that I can go do an inspection in it?" And he said, "Yes, ma'am." I walked in there, and for some reason, this room actually had, you don't see it often, but it had a footboard and a headboard um, to the bed. And I walked in, I took a couple steps, and there was a bed bug actually sitting on the footboard. He waved at me, I waved at him, and I left. I didn't need to go and see how many bed bugs I can find. It comes back to education. If this gentleman would have cleaned thoroughly, he should have seen not only that bed bug, but I'm pretty sure there were more in there. And closed off that room so it would not have been rented to anybody, which I had to close it off because I found bed bugs. But once again, if you see one, that's all you need to see. Bed bugs can be behind borders, behind in wall voids. This is what we call a nightmare, where someone's laying there and just constantly mashing bed bugs. You hate that anyone has to live in these conditions. You see it on the wall here. Inspection kits. This is what I tell people when they are going to do a hotel inspection. And I know some of you will be doing hotel inspections. You know, hotels have poor lighting. So I would take a small flashlight. I don't believe you need any plastic bags or bottles unless your supervisor is asking you to bring samples back. You are the professional here. If you see a bed bug, that's all I need to say. You see a bed bug. You don't need a magnifying lens unless you can't see well. And forceps, no, unless you want to take them in there. The minimum amount that you can take into a room, the best. You don't want to be have long sleeves on with heavy coats, a lot of baggy clothing when you're going to do a hotel inspection. Home visits, hotel visits. Some of you may have to go out with nurses to do home visits just for a ride around or just to have two people. Um, you need to be able to recognize high infestation. Bring inside minimal amount of items. Do not bring in coats, like I said, hats, gloves. Do not sit on the furniture. You don't want to be disrespectful to people, but I would not sit on furniture. Do not place your work items on the floor unless you cannot help it. Work on countertops if possible. Place work items in a container with a lid that can be closed when you leave. Levels of infestation. Level 1, one location. Bedbug will be found mostly in the beds, box spring, bed frames, headboard. Level 2, two locations, usually in the bed and or headboard. Infestations can spread over time to nearby furniture. For example, bedside tables and the chest. Um, Level 3, infestations exist in baseboards and under carpets. It will happen, and you'll see pictures of that. Level 4, bed bugs are living in wall voids. That will happen too, where they can go from one room to the other. Level 5, bed bugs can be seen on walls and ceilings. If you've got a level 5, you've got a really, really even terrible infestation. So different case scenarios. You see border around the wall, but if you look in the border, I apologize. You look in the border, there was a picture of bed bugs. They'll be in wall voids. Here's a side table, just like in a hotel room. But if you look close, you can see that bed bugs have been there. You can see their spots. So there are signs of bed bugs in this room. Wall voids, baseboards, as you can see signs. Wall voids. And you could be living in the apartment next door. Control of bed bugs. How to avoid bed bug bites. A bed bug free island. You do not want to resort to this, but bed bugs cannot climb up these buckets. Pull away from the wall. You do not want to resort to sleeping like this, but people have. Control of bed bugs. Well, to control bed bugs is all about education. That is what I do. I try to educate people the best way I can, and that's what your job will be. Prevention and early detection, inspection, chemical and non-chemical. There are different ways of treatments for bed bugs. You have dry heat, steam, freezing, fumigation, chemical application, vacuuming and disposal, isolation, and sanitation. Eggs are more resistant to heat than adults. So therefore, lethal temperature is based on the death of the egg stage. Minimum exposure time in whole room treatment is 118 degrees for 72 minutes. If temperature cannot be reached, exposure time becomes important. So when you're trying to treat, you can treat chemical, you can treat by heat, but you have to evaluate the cost effectiveness of both. Heat treatment, and I can only imagine this has gone up anywhere from $900 to $1,500. There's pros and cons of heat, as you will see. To heat or not to heat. Pros, it's 100% effective when done correctly. Little to no prep for the customer, and it's no exposure to pesticide. So it's beneficial for elderly and immune compromised. Cons, it can be expensive, not effective if proper temperature isn't reached throughout the entire structure. It's no residual. Freezing. You can freeze items. Of course, you can't freeze your furniture. You can't freeze your VCRs. If VCRs aren't showing my age, your DVD player. But you can freeze books, photo albums. Bed bugs survive short-term exposure temperatures as low as -13 degrees. At 3 degrees, 100% mortality in eggs was achieved in 8 hours. Household freezers undergo large fluctuations in temperature over the course of the day. So they are not recommended because they change the temperature so much. Exposing bed bugs to freezing temperatures may be an inexpensive method of control. But like I said, it's not realistic for large items, not realistic for electronics. There is such thing as canine detection. I have seen it. I have seen it work. There are pros and cons of it, but I have seen it and it does work. And it's a good secondary. If you got a good pest control professional that's come in there and treated, it's a good thing to get a canine detection to make sure that you can see if they can pick up on something you've missed. But canines may miss low infestation. It may overestimate your infestation and proper training to maintain their ability. What will happen with bed bugs if the trainer sees the bed bug? It might lead the animal to the actual bed bug that the animal may have actually missed. Bed bug traps, monitoring devices. You can put these under you actually the feet of your bed, and this will help trap the bed bugs instead of climbing up. You could do it yourself bed bug traps. They do work. Mattress covers. You get what you pay for. I would highly, highly, highly recommend everybody having a mattress cover. If you go to a hotel stay, um, I always tell this story. I was going to Jamaica and booked a hotel stay in Raleigh, actually, near the airport because I had such an early flight. So I got there, of course, it was myself and my husband, and I said, "You stay out of the room and let me do the inspection." I check rooms all the time. And first room I went in, they looked like they hadn't even made up the bed. So I said, "You need to take me to another room." Took to another room. I pushed the mattress away from the wall. There was a cluster of bed bugs. Well, number one, if house cleaning was trained properly, they should have easily seen this cluster because I easily saw the cluster. Anybody that pushed a mattress back could have easily seen it. If I hadn't looked, what potentially could have happened? I would have stayed at that hotel. I would have got bed bugs in my items. I would have taken them to Jamaica, and we would have had terrible time for that whole week. So, what mattress covers can prevent, if I would have gone and would have got bed bugs and possibly brought them home to me, to my home, I can protect my mattress and not have to buy a new mattress or get it sanitized with that mattress cover. But you get what you pay for. If you get a $20 mattress cover, that's how long it's going to last. $20 worth. If they get a hole in it, those bed bugs are going to find that hole. Launderable items, dryer, low heat. There's two ways to sanitize mattresses in North Carolina. Say, I always use rent to own and Aaron's because people know that brand more than anybody knows those stores. But they have two ways to treat their mattresses when they're returned. They can chemical treat it, or they can sanitize it during heat. It has to meet 230 degrees for 2 hours. So that everything is killed at that temperature. You could go to Lowe's and get some of these items to try to fight against it. And some people are forced to do this because it does cost a lot to fight against bed bugs. Different foggers, different solutions that they make up. How many bed bugs are too many? Once again, you go away with anything, go away with this. One. One bed bug is all you need to see. What you need to do if you find a bed bug, report it to the manager or landlord, confirm your bed bug infestation, collect samples. Collect samples maybe if you live to your landlord, but as an environmental health specialist, and you're doing an inspection, you may not want to collect samples. It's up to your supervisor. Hire the best pest control professional. That's where they're going to fight. They're going to be on your side to fight. Do your homework when you're hiring the best pest control professional. Learn about bedbug biology. Confirm your bedbug eradication. Roles and responsibilities of the community. Everybody has a role in trying to fight against bedbug. Renters, homeowners, landlords, managers, pest control companies, code enforcers, environmental health specialists, social workers, school nurses. Everybody has a role in trying to help fight against bedbugs. Successful bedbug treatment, community-wide education and training, adequate preparation for bedbug inspections and treatment, use of monitoring devices, removal of clutter, inspection treatment of adjacent units, multiple treatments based on subsequent inspection and monitoring. That means you may have to treat it 2, 3, 4 times. Just like in my best friend's grandparents' house, they had to continually treat it till they found out the issue. Once they found out where they were coming from, they got rid of them. But it was due to a great pest control professional and fighting against it. Conclusion. Is prevention the cheapest way to combat bed bugs? Control, hiring the best pest control professional. Avoid misuse or overuse of pesticides. Make sure your pest control professional is licensed, experienced, and make sure your pest control professional does an inspection, um, monitoring, surveillance, eradication, and confirmation. And once again, keep in mind, be aware of your surroundings. Bed bugs, because of the comeback and traveling and moving, you are seeing a lot of bed bug issues. It's all about how you want to fight it. And that's what I want you to keep in mind. Be aware of your surroundings. But that question I asked, where's the best place to keep your items if you're going to stay at a hotel? The actual best place would be in the bathroom. That's where you have the potential of any low to no bed bugs are typically found in the bathroom. But please keep my name and my number. Call me anytime. I'll be glad to help you out. I'll be glad to answer any questions that you may have in the future. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I'll be glad to help you in any way I can. Thank you.